Hello, my name is Ajit Isaac. I head a company called Ikya Human Capital Solutions in Bangalore. As a background to myself, I'm originally from Madras, studied at Don Bosco Matriculation Higher Secondary School in Egmore, went for graduation at Loyola College in Economics, and then post-graduated in Human Resources from the Madras School of Social Work in the year 1990. Went on to work from there in Godrej and Boyce in Bombay in 1990. Since then, have spent 10 years in Bombay, working essentially for 3 companies. In 1997, I was chosen to be a Chevening scholar from India. They usually take about 12 managers from India on a program to learn at one of the management institutes in UK. I founded a company called People One Consulting, which was my first entrepreneurial venture actually. It was founded with private equity from JP Morgan Partners. They invested little less than $1 million in our company, and I was the largest shareholder of the company. That company, we grew it from 2000 to 2004, and in the year 2004, I sold a controlling stake in that company to Adecco. From 2004 to 2007, I was obligated as part of the transaction to stay with the company, and I joined the executive council of the company in Zurich. And then I subsequently also joined the board of IntelliGroup, which was a NASDAQ-listed IT services company. And in the year 2009, I made an investment into Ikya. Ikya was previously founded with private equity from India Equity Partners. I bought a significant minority stake here in 2009. And since then, we've been inorganically and organically growing this business. We've done 3 acquisitions. The acquisition of Magna, which is India's largest professional staffing company. We've done the acquisition of Avon, which is India's fastest growing FMS company, and another boutique HR service company called CoAchieve. In addition to this, Ikea itself, we've grown it from being, those days it had about 5,000 associates on its rolls to right now about 35,000 associates. All put together, we employ right now about 45,000 people between these 3-4 companies. So when I invested in 2009 in Ikea, the company had a revenue size of under 100 crores and combined associate strength of approximately 10,000 people. That has grown to about 45,000 people today. But more importantly, our margins have expanded from what was perhaps under 1% to greater than 4% today, which is at industry-leading margins in emerging markets of HR companies. We're present in about 22 cities in India. In each of our business, we're either number 1 by growth or we're number 1 by absolute business size. In the financial year 2012-2013, we will close with revenues of close to 1,000 crores. Our forward plan is to reach a $500 million size by 2015. We have visibility to at least about 70-75% of those numbers. We work on 2 dimensions. First is on the dimension of market penetration and market growth. We are always measuring ourselves in terms of how much of the market we have and how much more we can grow. And second is in the area of margin expansion. So one is on the volume of revenues and the other is on the quality of revenues. The key differentiator between us and competition and the market today is the fact that we have professional staffing, which constitutes a large part of our business. And we have an industry-leading position that we are at least 2 to 3 times the size of our nearest competitor. So we've built high thresholds of gap between us and competition, and we're expanding our market reach even more intensely right now. And lastly, I think the key is that we are not a top-line oriented company. Although top lines have been growing healthily, our focus is really on maintaining margins and bottom lines. On a compounded annual growth rate basis for the last 2 years, we've had a CAGR of almost 93%. Our internal norm is to grow at 4 times GDP. So if we take an average GDP growth of 7 to 8%, we are looking to grow between 30 to 40% a year. So our goal is to become an industry-leading player or a best-in-class player in emerging markets in the human resources space. Our first intermediate stage goal is to ensure we have a leadership position in India, which we are reasonably sure we should be able to get to from a top 3 level that we are in right now to a top level in the next 18 to 24 months' time. We have an investment in the Middle East in a company that's also in human resources and managed services. We employ about 300 to 400 people there. The Middle East is a fast expanding area of services today, and we expect to capitalize on the beachhead we've already got. So that will be the first real expansion of this company outside India. Another point that may be worth mentioning is that we were the first company in the human resources space to be nominated for a Mainstream Business Award. Our company was nominated by the Forbes magazine this year under the Emerging Companies Award of India. We finally lost that to Indigo, but I'm happy to note that as a HR service company, we were in that list. Somebody with middle class backgrounds, like how I've come from Madras, has been able to actually garner capital, raise capital, put together a team, and build a business of a critical mass. We would be one of those companies which took less than, let's say, maybe 7 years to reach $500 million in size in the services segment. My father used to work at Dunlop. He's 80 years old. He retired now. My mother's been a housewife for the large part. I have a younger sister. She's married to a colonel in the army. And my wife is a cost accountant, and she's a homemaker ever since we had a daughter. My daughter is now in class 8. Her name is Tanya, and she's 14 years old this year.